So Bre and I are back. If you know anything about content creation, one of the most important things is batch creating. So this may look familiar, what we got on. It's because we're doing a few videos. We did our intro video. Now we're going to do our video where we talk about our baby making. It's just more of an extension of what we were kind of discussing there, but we're excited to have this conversation. Give encouragement to people. You could feel free to give us any advice. We know it's a lot of moms out there, a lot of dads out there, a lot of people who've been through this process already. So please let us know your thoughts, comment under. Let us know if you have the same fears, and make sure that you join the Relationship Restore community. Go to relationshiprestore.com. You'll see the opportunity to join that or sign up on the waiting list to be a part of the community so we could discuss these things, have community around these things, and, you know, have discussions and fun together. So we're going to sit down. Let's have this conversation. You ready, Bre?
Yeah. Ooh, I have such a headache.
Do you?
Yeah. This cold water is helping, but.
Headache.
I think it's one of the symptoms that comes with Auntie Flo when you're not on birth control.
Auntie Flo.
I don't miss this feeling. This is why I got on birth control in the first freaking place. Auntie Flo sucks. You could kiss my
butt.
Ankles.
My uncle used to say tookus.
Tookus? Uncle Dave?
Yeah, you never heard of that?
Tookus? What is a tookus?
You kiss my tookus. That's butt. You never heard of
that? In what language? What do you mean?
Let me see if tookus is actually like in the Urban Dictionary.
How do you even spell tookish?
Tookus.
Tookus? Tookus. Tookus me. It says the name of a lizard in the Philippines.
Maybe I ain't spell it right. Oh, ooh, it's a real name.
These wise words recognize the truth about teens. There are tremendous pain in the tookus.
That is a real thing. Tookus. T-U-C-H-U-S. Buttocks.
Wait.
That's what it means.
Irrespective of how one's tookus looks in a bikini. That word just sounds stinky.
You need to expand your vocabulary.
Ew, it's smelly. I don't like it.
Tookus. That's the new word for y'all today. Tookus. Tookus is the
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't even know what we're talking about now. What are we doing?
All right, so in this video, like we said, we're talking about us starting to baby make and have a baby. Yeah. We want to go through like our thoughts on it, our plans, some of the fears that we have, and just, you know, really discuss this whole process so people could know that they're not alone in this thought process, and they can also help us, give us advice if you've been through it before. So we're really excited. So first, baby making. Bre and I are 30 and 31, but part of this video, I'm dating an older woman, y'all. She's gonna be 32 and I'll still be 30 until the end of October, and then I'll be 31. Libra Scorpio here. But we decided that now is a great chance and great time for us to go on this journey of having a baby. We want to have our own, want to adopt at some point too, but we figured when it comes to our biological having babies that we didn't want to wait too much longer and be able to, you know, try to do it to where we don't run into any major complications.
Yeah. That
are typically associated with, you know, having babies at an older age.
Even though my TT had kids from 42 to 45. Okay? And they alive and well. But yes, we were like, let's get this started. But I will say, because I feel like Dre was more along the lines of like, we can have a baby now and we'd be good. And I was the one that was like, no, like all these things have to be in place before we do that. And that response from everybody was always like, you can't plan when you get pregnant. There's no perfect time. There's no such thing as, and I'm like, I think that there is, right? That's why there's birth control. It's like, I know that I want to position myself to be in a good position to have a baby in a time frame that for my mental and for my physical and for my relationship is most ideal. So it's not ever going to be perfect, but I do think there's such a thing as like the most ideal time. And I think that that's what we've come to the conclusion of, is like, we got to the point where we set certain goals and put things in place so that when we start, it doesn't feel so stressful or, you know, like not so much pressure. Like, we've done all the research, like we know how much nannies cost, and we know that like Dre has benefits now, so we got some help on the cost of like hospital bills and things, and it just like felt right. But I want to share the moment that like I actually called Dre and was like, I'm ready, put a baby in me. So our best friends, Angela and Sean, You guys probably know Angela from For the Girls.
Yeah, y'all get to meet them on this channel. We'll probably do some videos with them too.
Yeah, we're with them all the time. But they just had their second daughter. Angela just had her second daughter for Sean, his third child. And her name is Raina Rose.
Yes.
So cute, so sweet, little bundle of joy. She's so squishy. But Alina, who is my absolute heart, who is their 5-year-old, she started kindergarten at her new school, and I got the opportunity to take her to school on the second day because mom and dad were somewhere else. And so here I am. I got there at like 6 in the morning, and I'm like doing all the morning routine stuff with her, making her breakfast, pulling out her outfit, doing her hair, adding her bows, and giving her time to play and doing like a little morning ritual. And we're walking to school, and she's like holding this oversized book bag. It's way too big for her little body. I'm like, are you okay? Do you got that? She's like, it's okay, TT, I got it. And I just was like so overjoyed where like, honestly, I had so much going on in my personal life at that time. That like none of it mattered. Like in that moment, I was just like, I am so happy to like be this little person's big person right now. Like I could just tell that she was really depending on me for like strength to like go in that classroom. And it was much like, you know, just having to like provide in a way that to me, my heart was just like, I am so ready for this feeling. If I feel this, and this isn't even my child, imagine how it's gonna feel when it's like our little boy or little girl, hopefully. And like when I left her at the class and I'm walking away, I started crying. I called Angela and I was like, girl, how did you do this? She was like, that was me yesterday. I was crying. And I just called Dre and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I want this. Like, I am ready for it. We had a few opportunities where we got to like watch Alina and my goddaughter Capri and like Dre's nieces and stuff, where we like had them all at one time, and we were able to see what it's like to juggle a lot of kids and still have to like get your work done and be productive and make sure they're listening and they're safe. And we were like, we're actually good at this. Like it wasn't hard. Like we worked really well as a team, and I think that our journey of waiting and the foundation we built is going to be like one of the most foundational reasons as to why we're going to be really good parents, because we just really work great together. Like communication, we ran a business together. So I think we are at a place both from a mature standpoint.
Table.
I'm bumping the table?
Yeah, camera shaking.
Oh, well, we're both in a mature space, a financially good space, and I think like lifestyle wise, we can fit a baby into our world without our world completely changing. And that's for me what made me be like, okay, I'm ready. But I'm curious to know for you, the moment that you really felt like, okay, now it's time, and kind of like your thoughts when I called you and said like, yeah, let's do it.
I've always been okay with, I think like maybe a few years back, I was fine with like having a kid if that was what was happening. You remember that one time I thought you were pregnant? I was like, oh, you might be pregnant. We were somewhere. You were in a pool or something. Maybe it was when we were in Arizona or somewhere. You were like, something don't feel right.
It was a pool.
And you actually took a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
Because I was like, and you were freaking out. And I was just like, well, you know, if it happens, it happens. So I think I've been ready for a few years. I think part of what made me like ready to go now is, in full transparency, I told Bre this because she wants to adopt, and that's something that means a lot to her. And even if it came down to like we only adopt and that was it, that would still feel, you know, fulfilling to her. But I want, you know, my own kids, biological kids and things of that nature. And I remember telling her one time, like, I think we should start now because I don't want to wait too long. And then for some reason, like I subconsciously resent you if we start running into complications due to age because we just waited so long. So I just thought it was a good time now to do it. But now, as like Bre said, we developed, we got older. Our priorities changed. The things that we consider fun, how we move, just are completely different.
We are definitely somebody's parents.
Yes, we operate as parents now in how we move. But I'm just ready for that next chapter. It's really more about simplifying my life. And I know with a kid, it doesn't sound like it's simplifying, but it's more like I just want to focus on doing something I'm fulfilled with, I'm happy with, being around people that I love, my family, my friends, and just enjoying life in the most peaceful, joyous way that I possibly can. And I think going into your 30s is a good place to be. Like we just experienced a lot in our 20s. I had to do things like all the things that I thought I wanted to do, I had to try it. Like I did a whole bunch of modeling for major brands. Like I've been on TV. went on trips for travel and all that stuff, like travel for work, which you think is always cool when you're younger, but then when you feel like you're living out of a suitcase, you're like, this sucks, I want to be at home. But like, you got to experience all the things you thought you wanted to do and have certain experiences to know like, okay, this is what I truly want out of life. And now it kind of came, like we said, it came at the right time that we both were like, this is kind of what we want now. Like, we're ready, we experienced a lot, we did a lot, we know when it comes to us too exactly what we're trying to do with our lives, what we want to do with our careers and business, and we set ourselves up now with a good foundation to truly support a family, and it's, you know, knowing how things are set up. So we're really excited about this time and, you know, being able to have a baby for all the reasons that we mentioned. But there are some things that, you know, are fearful when it comes to this. So I know that Bre has her list. I'll start with mine. Is number one, like, as you guys have heard, Bre wants a girl. There's no doubt that that's what she wants. I'm hoping that we have a girl only because I hope for her sake that we have a girl. I don't really care. I just want a healthy baby. So that's one of the fears. I think naturally from any parent is just wanting to have a healthy baby and a healthy pregnancy, mom healthy, you know, an easy pregnancy, you know, all those things are the things that I fear is just like not having a smooth process, because it's scary and you don't know like what could ultimately happen. I know people who have been pregnant and one doctor told them this and then they went to another doctor and another doctor told them that, and then you got to make a decision. Luckily, where we live, the area, we have one of the best women hospitals like in the nation. So that's a really great advantage for us. And
Angela gave birth twice with the same OBGYN team in the same hospital. And so I'm going into it with like, you know, her being like, they're amazing, everything's amazing, you're going to love it. So it's like, that makes it easier. For
sure. And Angela being a Black woman and a woman of color, like that makes you feel good knowing that she had that experience. Also, it's like the fertility thing, like you never know. And I didn't realize it until one of my coworkers, shout out Brittany. She has a podcast called Fertility Ain't Fair. Y'all should check it out. But she talks about her journey of infertility and her and her husband, you know, trying different things. But then I started to hear the stories and it kind of made me tear up because I didn't realize like so many people go through this process of infertility, and it's truly a blessing to be able to have a child because so many people try, and then all the things that you have to try to do, I think is IVF and like all these different things. It's very expensive, and not only expensive from a money standpoint, but the emotional time, like it's just a lot on you and your relationship. And then as I start to talk to more people, I didn't realize a lot of people I knew that have kids dealt with it too. Like they're telling me, oh yeah, we tried for 10 years, or we did this and we did that. And I would have never knew because they have kids here, but had no idea. So that's also a fear of like, okay, like I hope that nothing's wrong. Like, and the issue is that you never know what contributes to it. Like it's so many different reasons. So I'm just praying that, you know, we have an easy journey, and that, you know, things go the way that we hope they go. And lastly, I'm the money person in relationships. So I know the life that we want to live. And I just know where we want to live, which we love the area that we live in now. So, raising a kid in an environment that we feel like is going to be conducive and healthy, with the way inflation is and these prices of houses and all that stuff. I'm not necessarily worried because I know God will cover us, but that's just always a concern. Like, what will it all look like? Where do they go to school? Like, where will we live? Like, I want to have the life that we ultimately want to have. So that's just something I'm always thinking about. Now, we can go into your fears. Bree's like, I don't want to lose my belly. My waistline is getting bigger.
No, I'm genuinely excited for the big belly. What I'm not excited is after the big belly.
Are you going to be like are you going to be tight big belly clothes, or are you going to be like
tight?
Tight.
It's going to be booty do. Okay? It's going to be a little lump back there, a big bump up there. No, I am genuinely so excited for it to be like a hot pregnant mom. Okay, like
We'll get her
remember
minivan and
Cece?
everything.
She was wearing like 6-inch stilettos until she was like 9
different.
months pregnant.
Cece a different breed.
Yeah, but that's goals. Okay, like I want to be like a fly hot pregnant girl. No, I'm excited to like show off the belly bump. The thing that I'm scared about is obviously like, I think for all women, it's like, we don't want our bodies to have to go through that much trauma. Like it's a lot. Like getting pregnant and getting bigger, sure. But like after pregnancy, like we already know everyone is, or should be, at least in my mind, terrified of giving birth. It's like, what? This little alien is going to come out of my little tiny hole down there, or I'm gonna get sliced open like a monster and there's gonna grab the kid. It's really terrifying. But so I think we're all nervous about that part, but it's more of like after the baby is out, then what has to happen from your body, all to like try to get back into your normal place to just do it again and then do it again and then do it again and do it again. You know, it's like, so I think for me, like the easiest way for me to kind of get through the pregnancy stuff is like, I want to try to have them back to back to back. My goal is to 3 biologically and then adopt 2 who are tweens when our youngest is like around 5. So that way we can explain to the kids like what adoption is and like why we're doing it. And, you know, it makes sense from like a household standpoint. And then tweens are the kids in, you know, foster homes and in the adoption system that are least likely to get adopted. They usually age out of the system. So they're the ones who need the most help. So that's why I like tweens. And I know a lot of our friends and family are like, what if they're crazy or what if they have issues? Like, you take that chance with any kid you have.
It's a concern I have too, but
yeah, but it's like, if anyone can help them, it's us. So I just, yeah, I'm excited for that part. But we have to get through one baby first. If I hate the experience of being pregnant and going through childbirth, then we're gonna have to have another discussion. But the goal is 3. So
I already know that once the first one is actually here, like any of this pain, whatever that she went through, when she sees that one, it's gonna make you want to do it all over again. Knowing you. That's
my hopes. Yeah, I want to feel that way. Let's just hope I like make it through the birth without like passing out, or because I'm just, y'all, I get so grossed out by anything. Yesterday we're watching SEAL Team and someone hurt their leg and I literally, it was like taking everything out of me not to barf. Like I just.
Her mom's a labor and delivery nurse.
I get clammy. So, look, I'm clamming up right now just thinking about it.
Her mom's a labor and delivery nurse, so she's going to help with that process.
Anyways, okay, so that's a fear. But then if I'm being honest, vulnerable, and transparent, y'all know, if you've been watching our show, that your girl has dealt with serious anger issues. The like optimism like that I've, you know, struggled with. It's like I'm always dealing with like how do I be more optimistic? Like I have a natural negative thought and tendency like mindset that I have to work very hard on changing. Like depression and anxiety is real and I struggle a lot with those things with my normal emotions. Imagine me pregnant where my hormones and emotions are out of this world. It's like I'm going to have to work extra hard to make sure that I'm still showing up as the best version of me, to show up as the best version for him. And then, you know, I hear all the stories out there about like postpartum and like how hard women are essentially like just kind of thrown into something where it's like, yeah, it sounds good, like, yay, we're gonna have a baby, but then they can't control their emotions and they feel ways that they don't want to feel and think ways they don't want to think. And that really scares me, like not to be in control, especially when like that's something I struggle with in the first place. So it's like I already feel pressure to be this person, to be the best person I can be for him, but now I have to do it also for like this little tiny human who needs me, like physically needs me. And like I don't look forward to being someone's like, I don't want to say like chewing toy, but I mean, that's what they're doing on your titties. And so like even the thought of like breastfeeding versus not breastfeeding, it's like I want to make decisions that sets me up to be the best version of me. And I know some people might not agree with whatever those decisions are. Like for example, if I choose not to breastfeed so that instead I can get back in the gym and I can, you know, focus on like certain elements of work, certain elements of personal, so that I can be the best mommy. Like those things scare me. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to be. I could be this amazing mom and everything's great, or I could go through it and I could really feel challenged and like be looking at Dre like, I don't think I could do this. And so what I'm working on right now, and what I keep telling myself is like, once I know I'm pregnant, we have 10 months to prepare mentally. And if there's anything your girl loves, it's a challenge. Like, I love a good challenge. So I'm like, I am looking forward to growing and like educating myself and understanding how I can mentally grow as a stronger person to be a better version, you know, once my baby is here, versus backtracking. But that is one of my fears, is like, what if the anger issues are even worse? Or like, what if I go back into old ways or revert? But I don't think Dre would let me do that. I don't think myself that I would let myself do that, but that is a big fear. And then obviously it's like the lifestyle stuff. Like, we know that certain things are going to change, but just the thought of like constantly having to think of someone else other than yourself, because even us being married, like, yes, we have to think about each other and do stuff for each other, you know, when it makes sense, but like, I only have to worry about wiping my own butt every day. I can't imagine like having all day of every day where it's like, this person, this little thing is your priority, but I know we're gonna love it, but it's like, how is that going to change our dynamic? And I always hear people say that like, once you have a baby, it changes the relationship. So I'm not really fearful of that part. I'm more excited to see like how we handle that challenge. But
I think one time when we went to LA, this was way before we were even thinking about having a baby. Remember we went to that house in Atlanta, in LA, and it was like everybody was hanging out. It was like all adults, and this guy brought his daughter, and it was like cool. 2, 3. Yeah, she was a little bit older because she was like swimming on her own, maybe like 5, 6. But it was just kind of cool because she was just hanging out with everybody. Like, she was just like in the swimming pool, like while somebody was having beers, while this person was on the grill cooking hot dogs and hamburgers. And I was like, oh, like, having a kid doesn't have to be something that you're just like, oh, my life is over. And depending on what, I think it all caters around your friend group too. Cause it's like, yeah, what are your friends doing? If your friends are going out, you know, going to the club, going to lounges, traveling all the time, that's one thing. But if you have friends that also have kids that are around the same age and you guys are kind of doing the same thing, then it all works out. So it's like all of our friends really right now, like from Angela and Sean, to Shane and Cece, to Rachel and Jeremy are going to try, and even my friends Jacinda and Jackie have a baby. Like, my brothers have their, like, everybody that's around us a lot
either
like,
has kids or is trying.
Has kids or trying to have kids, or they're friends. They're part of the friend group that already has kids anyway, so they understand like how it all operates, and there's no like weirdness about it. So there's like, I think our social life and any fears around that, we're not necessarily like feeling that as much as maybe some other people, or maybe what we may even thought like if we had a baby at like 25 or something like that. Like, having a baby now, it's like that's just kind of all of our lives. And having the kids hang out is cool because we love each other's kids. It's auntie, uncle, all the way around.
That's another reason why I want a girl.
And everybody's so close too. Like, we're all close now in proximity and where we all live too. So yeah, it's just like really cool. And we're just excited to give her mom her first grandbaby, because that's like,
she's been patient, kind of. It's funny because now that we've told her like we're starting for a baby, now when I send her baby stuff, she's like, oh yeah, but don't feel like you have to rush, or like she's saying things that are like, I'm like, girl, whatever, you've been down my neck like baby, and as soon as we're ready, she's like, well, you don't gotta rush, take your time. I'm like, whatever, guys.
No, we're really excited about the opportunity to just bring a life into this world. We don't take it for granted, but we are happy that we are doing it on our terms. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I am not saying anything about anybody who has babies any other way. Not mistakes, but surprises that happen. Sometimes relationships don't work out, but it feels really good that we were intentional first about waiting for marriage and how we wanted our relationship to be that way. And then also in us planning a family, we were intentional with that. And, you know, it feels good to be able to enter into this space, like I said, on our own terms, and like happy about where we are, you know, if it were to happen this, you know, get pregnant this year. So
yeah. Should we share what I want to name the baby?
Nah, we're gonna.
Why?
Y'all not stealing names
I don't care
here.
we don't know them.
I don't care. Nope.
Oh,
nope,
it's
no.
so cute. It's a boy name, but for a girl.
Yep, we got boys' names and girls'
I'll give you a
names.
hint. It starts with a B.
Oh Lord.
It's 2 syllables.
Oh, stop.
And there's
Stop.
a middle name like a. It's a.
Like I said, I hope we have a girl just for her sake.
Yeah. Well, so all the friends, everyone, including his brothers, all have girls. So I'm like, it's not gonna be fair if we have a boy. All these girls are gonna just walk all over him, and then I'm gonna have to make him be a little Dre, and he's gonna be a super great gentleman. But like, they're gonna like, he's gonna be like left out.
Everybody here, so it's like, yep, Naomi, Dre, Ava,
All
Capri,
girls.
Serenity, Alina. Only one is Kylan.
He's in Columbus.
Yeah, but that's
So it's like I just want like all of our girls to be best friends. Like the boy's gonna mess it up, and then honestly he's probably gonna be cute and have all the swag. He's probably gonna end up dating all of them, and then he gonna look like the bad guy, and they're gonna be like, Bre, your son is a hot mess, and I'm like, he grew up with all these beautiful women. I don't know what to tell him.
Yeah,
I don't
Tina and
want
Zach
it.
aren't here either. I was thinking about, there's no, in this area here, there's no girls. I mean, no boys. Zamir.
And all the things, dance, cheer, bows, skirts, dances. Like I can't wait.
She wants a girl.
Mom.
But like I said, we're excited. If you have any suggestions, any things that you know that work,
Please.
any ideas, leave them in the comments. Let's talk about it. If you had those same fears, if you like, I think Bre has talked to some people who gave like great insight on like, oh, I did this, or oh, I tried that and this helped me, or go talk to this person. Like anything you could do to help in that situation, or you have that experience, like let us know. Leave in the comments.
Also, if you have any good baby name suggestions that start with B or D for boy or girl, leave them down below as well, because we plan on having more than one. I really am obsessed over the 3 names we picked out,
Yes,
but
we like
things could change. So let me know if you have any cute B or D names.
Yes. I think that's it. Yeah, make sure you go to relationshiprestore.com. If you want us to answer any questions, give me advice on things that we've been through, we could definitely do that for you. Just go to the website and let us know. And also, like I said, join our community so that you can be around other like-minded individuals, and we can have events together, have fun together, learn together, grow together, and restore our relationship. So thank you. See you later.